What's up, guys? We're here to talk about college football. As you all know, Alabama's not out of it yet, and there's some big games we're gonna have to watch this weekend with Alabama's chances.
Right, so TCU Oklahoma to me is the biggest one because TCU
Yes,
wins,
definitely.
then we're in, and we don't have to worry about Ohio
A
State.
TCU win would automatically put Alabama in. Oklahoma with 2 losses would definitely be out.
Yeah, for sure.
The other game is in the Big Ten with Wisconsin and Ohio State.
That's where all the tension gets.
That's
Started up.
that's where all the
everybody gets fired up. I don't want to have to.
Yeah, luckily
Yeah.
luckily the Big 12 game is at 11 a.m. early in the morning, so hopefully TCU can get the win and just
Yeah, I'll be fresh off the golf course watching.
Yeah, hopefully
Horned
TCU
Frogs, and then we can all hate Ohio State.
and all the pressure's off.
But
Oklahoma is going to be a tall task to beat.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield and that offense is
they're
It's
putting
crazy.
up 500.
Yeah.
570 yards a game. It's ridiculous.
crazy, and I mean,
He's done 37 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Year. That's.
I mean, he's
unreal.
the Heisman runaway for a reason.
Yeah.
He can play, but that game will be a rematch, and TCU was not in the better half of that game.
No, they lost by
in the
18
first game.
Austin, and I really, they're gonna have to make adjustments for sure.
They have the
And-
coach to do it.
Yeah,
Gary
Gary Patterson is a tough guy to beat. He's been there.
He's
a long
been around
time.
a while, a lot
been
longer
around
than
a while.
Lincoln Riley.
And he's won big games like this too.
And big games, defense can win a game.
Yeah, especially in the big. I mean, all
And that's
Texas.
a focal point of TCU's success ever
Right.
since Gary Patterson's been there. He's a defensive-minded coach. They've got a lot of pressure coming back. Baker Mayfield, he's been in big games before. He lost to Clemson in the
He's
college
played
football
well. He
playoff.
played bad. It's just gonna depend on which one we see.
But you can get to Baker Mayfield, you can. But it's going to be tough.
Well, and their offensive line is not that good. He does a
Yeah.
lot of Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Around,
He makes a lot of
and
magic happen.
He makes a lot happen. But if they can get to him and take his athleticism out of it, they got 2 guys with combined 18.5 sacks on their team.
Yeah, both
So
those ends.
Matt Bourne 11.5, leading the front. If he can get pressure on Mayfield and get him out of the pocket, you got to contain him. That's the real thing.
Yeah, you look what Iowa State did when they beat Oklahoma earlier in the year. Oklahoma was up in that game, I think, around 28-3, maybe. I may be wrong, but it was
something.
they were beating them pretty good in the second or third quarter, and they came back. They had contain on Mayfield, and they just didn't let their receivers get behind them.
No.
That's the big part. And TCU's DBs last time they played were
Yeah.
not successful.
And right, not having Sonny P. Ryan has
Yeah.
been big for them.
Yeah.
They're pretty one-dimensional in my opinion. They can still run the ball, but
They can,
You
but
take out
those
Mayfield,
guys are young.
Yeah, you take out Mayfield and make the other guys make plays, and that's what's going to have to happen. But he has thrown picks.
Yeah.
He's not a machine. He will throw interceptions.
Yeah, he trusts his arm a
And
lot,
so-
so he's going to put the ball in the air
Right,
in
he
tight
will let it
spaces. Luckily for Oklahoma this year, it's worked out almost every single time.
Yeah, which to me it's almost like all the talk he's been doing to run his mouth and the stuff we've seen out of him. It's almost time for Carmen Train to hit him.
And TCU and Oklahoma do not like each other.
No, that's a
'Cause,
bad blood game.
Yeah, they Gary Patterson after the first game, his post game interview was he let it be
Yeah.
known that TCU did not like Oklahoma. They did
No,
not like
no,
Baker
this will be
Mayfield. They
a-
don't like Lincoln Riley.
This will be a big game full of hate, passion, and everything. It'll be a good game to watch.
I think the X factor for TCU is just going to be Kenny Hill being Kenny Hill, because in the Iowa State game when TCU lost to Iowa State 14-7, Kenny Hill just didn't have it.
No,
He couldn't find
he
it.
couldn't hit anybody.
Yeah, he couldn't find it. He just made. I don't remember how many picks he threw, but he threw a few in that game,
Yeah,
and in critical spots, like in the red zone.
Exactly.
end zone,
He
he
was
threw a
definitely
couple.
not the Kenny Hill that we saw at the end of the season last year.
Yeah, Kenny
when
Hill.
They finally found their rhythm a little
Yeah,
bit.
Kenny Hill was on fire at the beginning of this year too.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to show up and make plays because their offense, while not bad, hasn't been, the TCU offense we're
Yeah,
used
when
to.
you had like Trevon
Trevon
Boykin and
and
all
stuff,
those
and-
guys. But Gary Patterson, I think you can trust Gary Patterson to make the adjustments and at least have a shot in this game. I think this game's gonna be
They're
close.
gonna get a second shot on them. They've already seen it once.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna be close. Usually
Any sports
rematches.
fan knows how rematches go.
Yeah, usually
They're
rematches go.
pretty close. They're
Yeah.
usually not blowouts. So I'm gonna have to go. As much as Oklahoma's a big favorite, I think I see the upset happening.
Do you?
I think I see a close game where Baker Mayfield throws 3 picks, and TCU just finds a way to win by about 7-10.
I hate to say it for us Bama fans, but I don't think TCU can get it done. I think there's too much Baker Mayfield in this game. I don't think he's going to lose this game. I don't think he's going to lose this game. So I think all the pressure is going to shift to the primetime game in the Big Ten because Oklahoma is going to beat TCU. And the primetime game in the Big Ten, as big as that's going to be,
it's all going to depend. It's not just going to depend on the outcome. It's going to depend on how the game happens for us. Because if Ohio State goes out there and 59-0,
like 2014,
like we know happened a couple years ago, there's no chance we're going.
No.
The committee loves Ohio State, and they still see them as one of the best teams, regardless of their losses. And we'll talk about that in a second. But to me, JT Barrett coming off of his surgery, he says he's going to play. We need.
Can he be 100% in that game?
Yeah, I don't know. Who do they have? They don't really have anybody.
No.
They don't have Cardell coming off the bench.
No, it's not like they have that. But if you look at JT Barrett's career, which seems like it's been forever.
20 years.
Yeah, but
yeah, he's been there for a while.
I think the only big game he's ever won was the Penn State game earlier this year, where Penn State just basically gave him the game.
He hasn't been in this situation.
No, he's
it
lost.
It was Cardell
in 2014.
A couple years ago, it was Cardell.
Yeah, and then you had
last year they didn't get there.
They went to the semifinal and got beat 31-0.
Right.
By Clemson.
Right. They didn't go to the conference championship. They were coming off of a month without playing.
I mean, can JT Barrett play a good game, like in a big game?
We're gonna need him to.
We're gonna need him to, but we don't need him
too big.
We don't need him to play too big. No,
we
need Ohio State to win. If Oklahoma can't be upset by TCU, we're gonna need Ohio State to win, but we don't need a 42-0 slashing. We need
an ugly game.
We need a 17-14 or a 23-20. Yeah, we need Wisconsin to look like the dominant team, but Ohio State find a way to win.
Wisconsin all year has been lowballed by the committee. They have not pictured them as a good team. When they played, who was it they played a couple weeks ago? That was kind of finally a quality win.
Northwestern, I think, or Michigan.
Yeah, they played Michigan.
But that's an 8-4 football team.
Michigan is not a good football team, in my opinion. They have an overhyped coach that they haven't been successful.
No, he's never finished higher than third in the Big Ten East ever.
Right, and when they played Ohio State, to me that just shows you the kind of team Ohio State is. Rivalry game or not, Ohio State has yet, in my opinion, to dominate a football game.
No, they dominated Michigan State, but Michigan State's not a good football team.
Well, they did dominate Michigan State. You're right.
They're not a good football team. You look at Ohio State, and it's a tale of two teams. You either get the team that showed up against Michigan State. Yeah, you either get the team that showed up against Michigan State, or you're going to get the team that showed up in the first half versus Indiana in the first week. Versus Penn State,
the first three quarters.
Yeah,
they got
Michigan the first half
on all sides of the ball.
And the complete Iowa game. We'll talk about that later, but.
Yeah, now Ohio State is 21st in total defense or points per game on defense, and Wisconsin, as we know, is not the biggest, powerhouse on offense.
Yeah.
But Ohio State has given up a lot of points this year.
Yeah, they have.
So they're going to have to stop Wisconsin from scoring the ball.
The front seven for Ohio State is really good, though. It's a lot of NFL talent on that defensive line.
Yeah, the defensive front is a solid. And
Wisconsin's best option on offense is their running back, Jonathan Taylor, who's had a really good year. He's really good. He's a freshman.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah, he will, but he's got to find a way to somehow take over the game versus an NFL defensive front.
Right, and personally, I hope he doesn't.
I hope he does not. I hope they shut him down.
Actually, I take that back. I'd like for him to run for 175 yards and lose by a touchdown.
That'd be good. But how do you see this game going?
I personally, I think Wisconsin is going to come out strong. I think it's going to be similar to the Penn State game in that Penn State dominated them in the first half. I think Wisconsin will come out mad that they've been disrespected all year. I think they're going to come out firing. They're going to score. And then Ohio State's finally going to get a little bit of panic, and they're going to do their Buckeye stuff where they run around and they throw Hail Marys and they get lucky. Not Hail Marys, but you know what I mean. I got the Buckeyes by 10.
I think Wisconsin, they're going to come out and they're going to play hard. They're finally in the top 4 for the first time all year, and they're gonna try to prove that they belong there. I think they're going to have some success early in the game, like you think, but I think Ohio State is just going to easily look like the better football team in this game because they are.
They're definitely a better football team. They have way more talent, better coaching. It's just a matter of which team shows up.
Yeah, and I think we'll get the good team. I don't know if we'll get a good JT Barrett, but Ohio State's running game is going to win this game for them. I don't think Wisconsin's defense is all that great. They really haven't played anybody with a pulse. So
No. And in my opinion, if you look at what Wisconsin has done all year, they've been playing mad. You know, they haven't
Yeah.
played good teams, but they haven't been respected in the community's eyes.
I
And
agree.
one thing you need to look out for and be afraid, because it's a natural tendency. Now they're in the 4. You need to watch out for them being conservative and just trying to hold on to it instead of
Yes.
trying to prove themselves.
I kind of feel like this game might go like the 2015 Big Ten championship when you had Iowa and
That was a
Michigan
good game.
State.
It was a good
Michigan
game.
State was clearly the better team all year, but
Iowa
Iowa's
played
kind of
really
in this
well.
situation Wisconsin's in.
They are. You're right.
And they played all right in that Big Ten championship game and kept the game manageable. And I think Michigan State won late by one possession, maybe.
It came down to a goal line stand.
Yeah, and it came down to the goal line stand, and Michigan State won the game close, even though they were definitely the better football team. That's what Bama fans
Right.
need this game to be like.
Right. That's exactly what we need, and that would be nice. And we all know what happened after Michigan State
My
won that
pick
game.
is Ohio State.
Ohio State. All right. Now we're not really going to talk about the Auburn-Georgia game because, quite frankly, I don't think it matters to me that much.
No, the
As much as I hate to say it, Auburn winning would benefit us if it came down to
and I
Alabama,
think,
Ohio State.
and I think Clemson winning would benefit us too.
I agree. That's chaos I don't want to happen because the Miami ACC championship team is in.
Yeah.
A Clemson 2-loss team coming down to a 1-loss Alabama team. They love Clemson, and I think Clemson might have a stronger case than having a win against Auburn. That's huge. I don't want that to come down to that. I just assume Clemson win. I'd assume, as much as I hate to. No, I'm not going there. I hope Auburn gets clobbered. Let's go Horned Frog.